All right, what's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? We are here live on a Sunday,
Joe Biden has created the fourth.
August 21st, 2022. As you guys see in the thumbnail, we picked up this engine. If you guys remember the video, we picked up this engine and this transmission back 3, 4, 5 months ago. Actually, it was in the winter, so it's probably around February or whatever. And we decided that we were gonna tear it down on video or whatever. Now, I don't want to get anybody's hopes up with these engines. I've torn hundreds of these engines apart, and it's not very common that you actually find stuff in them, like as far as like camshafts and pistons and what have you. So, actually, the one that with the coupe we brought home had a girdle on it, and it was 40 over like cast pistons or whatever, but it ended up having a X303 cam in it as well. But one of the other recent motors that we've taken apart here is we had an N41 camshaft in it. So it had stock springs and whatever, but it doesn't make any sense that you would put that stuff on stock springs, but it is what it is. But so what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to rip this motor down while I'm live here and chatting with you guys. So I do apologize if I do miss some of the chat here on the channel. Got my trusty Craftsman garbage wrench set. I picked this wrench set up for like $120. It was like half off, and it's got like every socket and wrench. It's like a 300-piece set. It's got little drawers and stuff. So I put like reducers and extensions and knuckles in them, to in case I needed them out, and when I'm taking a Foxbody apart, away from the shop or whatever. But anyway, we'll sit here and chat. Can actually see the chat. I didn't really pay anything for this motor, to be honest with you. I mean, the T5 swap, if you guys remember the video, the T5 swap in New York, it was something about cheap internet buy. I think that was the thumbnail. If you guys remember that thumbnail. The guy, I actually went to get the engine in New York, and the guy's like, look, you put me another $100 and I'll give you the engine too. And I just sat there and I'm like, well, that's a no-brainer, So these, what I will talk about is these, what size bolts some of this stuff is. And, like these are like an 11 mil 7/16 on the water pulley and the fan bolts. Which, selling slightly used fan here. I don't even know what they were doing here. I guess they were in a hurry and broke the power steering pump. It is what it is. But I think the motor turns off. As soon as we get this fan off, we'll start zipping away at some of these bolts. It doesn't look like something's going to be seized. He didn't tell me how many miles were on it. I mean, it's got aftermarket headers. It doesn't have rockers on it. It has stock heads or whatever. It's nothing special. Picked up a 100K GT40P engine for $350 delivered to my door. Sold the heads for $200. $100. You actually kind of shorted yourself on the P heads, to be honest with you. A good set of P heads are anywhere between $200 and $300, depending on the mileage. Not being rebuilt, you know what I mean? So. Been in the shop all day today though, doing harnesses. We rebuild harnesses all the time. Me and cousin Paul, and we go through all the wires and stuff. But anyway, we'll get as far as we can with this engine. If we don't get it all done in this live stream, which probably not going to happen, then we'll carry this over. If you guys like this sort of stuff, we'll carry this stuff over to the next live stream. But I'll be able to take the camera off the mount. You guys want to see some of the parts that's in it. So, not a big deal. It's kind of hard with this fan being all bent up, bro. $100. Have a dressed long block, anybody? Well, it did come with the upper intake. It did have the fuel rails on it too, but that's about what you see here is what you get. It was pretty full. So I was gonna make a video out of this, but I figured, you know what? The analytics on videos lately have just been kind of terrible. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but it just seems like live stream is better for me. I get more interaction as far as like, chat and what have you. So not afraid to wrench a motor in front of nobody. I ain't perfect. And anybody can do this. But anyway, the fan bolts are 7/16 11 mil. And we'll start breaking off some of these headers and the valve covers and such. Not a whole lot to do. What are your plans for the motor? We're probably just going to take it apart. Probably just part it out, to be honest with you. There's not really much going on with this motor. There's a good need for stock pistons and crankshafts and camshafts and stuff like that. People are always looking for that sort of stuff. These fan bolts, I guess I should have got these off first, huh? It's kind of terrible. I usually don't have to wrench too much. But I'm seeing I'm going to have to wrench this all the way down, right? This does have a set of aftermarket underdrive pulleys. Looks like a 4.5 inch, maybe a 5 inch water pump pulley. And a smaller 4.5 or whatever, 4 crankshaft pulley. Yeah. So the underdrives used to be good for, well, they still are kind of good. I don't run them anymore. I just run the stock stuff. Definitely aftermarket pulley. No big deal. All right, what we got here? See, old OG radiator hose. Looks like they were in a hurry. You just cut it right off. What's up, War Admiral? Was putting a Mystic Cobra back to NA with now sold the Vortec. Okay. What's up, Jeff Williams? What do we got? Probably pull the whole distributor off as one, huh? Hanlon in the house. I want to give a big shout out to Hanlon Motorsports, one of the sponsors of the channel. Get my oil dry over here in case I need it. What's going on, big man? Let's grab this other underdrive. I don't have a whole lot of room here with my computer. What's going on, War Admiral? It's good to see you. Definitely wouldn't mind being able to wrench on stuff while I'm live streaming. That would be kind of cool. Kind of kill two birds with one stone. But it is kind of terrible for engagement as far as talking to everybody in chat, because they're always kind of like doing something here on the engine. So broken tool, just tearing apart. So you got your Coyote out right? Are you you're tearing apart your Coyote right now while you're watching the live stream? That's cool. And we're missing a reducer. I don't think that's the right size. Whole bunch of dirt in there, man. Lord. I guess I could just take the whole thing off with the balancer bolt. Look how much dirt's in here. It's crazy. I may need to get sockets and stuff in the back. So Why are you tearing? Okay. So we went over, we didn't get a chance, but we're heading over to the machine shop this week. And where's that at? Where hopefully we can get some of the footage of the 387 stroker that we got going on. So should be getting some good footage on that. Oh. So what we're doing here is we're taking the harmonic balancer off, since it's, you know, right there or whatever. Looks like the harmonic balancer is in pretty poor shape, at least from what I can see. Like the rubber ring around the harmonic balancer, they like to go bad. You know what I mean? So harmonic balancer is very important. You know, obviously for the harmonics in your engine. Oh, okay. So I do have to take that off. Good. One of the worst parts about these little underdrive pulleys is, you know, getting the socket up in the area to get the pulley off. New layout show. I can still see the chat, guys, so you know, keep talking. Might need to run the smaller extension. Not 01. Oh. Hey, the motor moves. That's a big plus. Yeah, that's one of the biggest pet peeves about these little aftermarket pulleys. This has been in there for a while. What's up, Big Sticks Tangs? So I was going to go to there was a stick shift event at a no prep event in Magnolia this past, was it last night, Saturday night? I was going to go to that, try it out. But by the time I figured out that I had time to go, it was already too late. So, and plus I had my kids this weekend, so I had a good time with my kids. Went to like 3 football games this past week. All right. Should be able to zip this off now. Anyways, so what's the plans for this motor? Well, none really. Like I said, I'd probably just pop this thing out. But I do want to find out what's inside of the engine. Just to you know, have an idea. What's up, Adventures with Super Dave? I appreciate the super chat, my man. Appreciate you, guy. So always supporting the channel, man. Also, remember, guys, check out that join button. You guys got questions about how to take an engine apart, just you hit me up right here. You guys can, we can chat about it. Hold still, I can't read the phone number on the back. Put a good rag on the table so you can get the garage milk going too. Yeah. I got a picture some of you guys can smell. Here you go. Where'd it go? Yep. Y'all know what that is. That's from the black car. I just been too lazy to take it and dump it out. So it is what it is. No, that was antifreeze. Nothing smells distinctly as discouraging as antifreeze, especially burnt antifreeze. We had burnt antifreeze on our no. We had burnt antifreeze on our header pipe, and it was just disgusting. Oh, it smelled so bad. Well, we ended up having a header pipe, or well, you guys watched the video. Some of you that didn't. Like second week or first week of June, July, whatever. We ended up burning our power steering pump drain line on the turbo hose or turbo V-band. Then we turned around the week later and burned the radiator. I mean, it's just like, you know, there's never ever ending, you know, ever ending to maintenance on a turbo car, I swear. It wasn't burned, it's just dirty. We put it in a dirty 5-gallon bucket. We didn't care. You know, I wasn't going to reuse it. Not that it was bad, but I wasn't going to reuse it. Let's get this distributor out. So that's a 1/2-inch bolt. Yeah, that's a 1/2-inch wrench on the distributor lockdown. So you guys that haven't taken an engine apart. So usually it's not that torqued in. You can tell this motor hasn't been taken apart in a long time. Oh, Lord. Coolant hose burnt through. Yeah. What's going on, Big Fox 302, man? It's good to see all you channel members in the house. Guys in green. Appreciate y'all. Always appreciate it. Take a distributor out. You want to grab the rotor, kind of slide it, kind of twist it or whatever. This looks like it's in pretty good condition. It's got an aftermarket TFI on it. Otherwise, it would say Motorcraft on it. See it? Got the original E9 motor or number. See, this is inside these distributors here. There's a number actually right here on a factory distributor. I think this is your pickup, the PIP they call it. And when your car starts breaking up outside of the TFI, your PIP can go bad. It's your pickup. So I've had that happen on my blue turbo car, that if you guys remember that on the channel years ago. So you got to be careful, like when you're trying to like find a miss, or you're trying to diagnose something on your engine, you got a miss. Usually it's probably the TFI. If you come down to, you know, diagnostics to where, you know, if you think it's the distributor, it's best just to change the whole distributor, I guess. But, you know, TFI first. If it's still breaking up, it's probably this PIP, which is probably better at this point that you just change the distributor. So especially if it's factory. These Ford racing wires are going to go on Cousin Paul's car. I think so. I think Cousin Paul's in chat. You in chat, Cousin Paul? He has a set of P heads on Sandy's car. So we think he's got a. What we're going to do is we're going to bring his Sandy's car into the garage, and we're going to shut all the lights off, and then we're going to start the car. If you put your car in like a really, really dark environment, you can see if one of your wires are jumping, or you got a miss to your car. It's another little secret. Bring it in really dark garage or whatever you're at, and see if anything sparks. See if anything, like it'll light up like a Christmas tree if it's got bad wires or whatever. So, little trick of the trade while I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm doing this motor up. It's always somebody told me that once, and I ended up finding one of my rear wires were sparking off the back. Had no idea. I wondered where that little mist came from. You know. He said, check your wires in a dark room. I said, okay. That's exactly what it was. Let me get some snips. Not snips, but probably will work. For your information, non-HO motors hate 14 degrees of timing on startup, but love it at the quarter mile. The 10-pin salt and pepper shakers are a good place to check. Now, I just took 10 pins apart today. You could actually, I don't know if you guys know, but you can take Ford plugs apart. I had to rebuild. I rebuilt two mass air harnesses. One was a 9293, and the other one was a 8789. One of them, at the salt and pepper shakers, the white and black plug is a 10-pin plug. When you're trying to disconnect it from your injector harness, you got to push in. You don't push up on the prongs. You push in and they disconnect. A lot of people will try to pry them up and snap the actual the locks or whatever. So I had to actually repin good salt and pepper shakers into both harnesses, which takes for freaking ever. But if you do it right, then it's not a problem. But how long does it take to rebuild a harness? About 2 hours. I go through, I'll gut the whole harness and I'll check the resistors. At this point, I kind of know where most of them are at. So I'll gut the harness. I'll check the resistors. I'll check the fusible links. Obviously, I'll check you got to check every plug because you never know, especially the AC wide open throttle plug or a relay. Your ECU relay, things that get hot and cold a lot because the relays like to get corroded inside. So you have to repin them or change them. So you don't ever really have to cut harnesses to get a new plug on the actual harness. You can actually take the plug apart, and if the pin's still good, you can clean the pin, put some dielectric grease on it, and find a new plug that's not all tore up, dirty, or corroded. And you can just repin it and click it back into place with some dielectric grease, and it works just fine. So. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to stick a couple of flywheel bolts because I got a little crowbar here in case I got to hold the engine still. Little trick. Put a couple flywheel bolts in the back of the crank. Usually I do this when the engine's off the stand, but now I'm going to do it. I was kind of in a hurry. I apologize for being late. I was trying to set this up. Like I had to put a different motor down on the ground because all of our engine stands were taken up. And yeah. So I was kind of a little bit late. I figured, well, I'm going to go live anyways. So I got two flywheel bolts back there, and we'll jam this in between the two. So when we start, when we start cranking on this thing, Can you replace? They're a little brittle and hard for 30 years. Yeah. Yeah, they say push. Yeah, they say push right on them. Some people still don't push on them. It's kind of terrible. It is what it is. It's raining like a sumbitch out there. So if you guys, we get a little bit disconnected here, I do apologize. You probably hear it. It's mad outside right now. What kind of headers are those? Might be motorsport. Direct replacement. They're max. These are max. Not sure what I'm gonna do with them. Don't really care that much. No, the intake's auto body. Okay. Yes, we can hear the thunder. Yeah, it's still raining like hell up here. So it's been raining all day. This is a harmonic balancer pulley or harmonic balancer puller. You can get them at the parts store. I need to get some glasses, man. I can't see. Tell you what, been getting worse. You should just, I wouldn't, wait. Oh, ball joints. I'm thinking of freaking something else. Bump steer. Bump steer like eliminated the tie rod end. It was kind of nice. I didn't expect that. Not the switch, the terminal on the harness. What do you mean? Actually, you could probably get this off with the DeWalt done. About to take the harmonic balancer off. Yeah, you can see it. See how bad that? Try not to get dirt on my laptop. You can see it here. It's got a big chunk. This is junk. Big chunk. Just like falling out. This is what happened to harmonic balancers right here, guys. They just start to really deteriorate. The rubber starts coming out of them. Junk. It is what it is. I will be making a what? Call to Hanlon this week. He can help me out. For what? Oh, it's really coming down outside. Surprised I still got internet. I do apologize if it does buffer with the weather the way it is. The non-HO pistons have clearances, you think? No, they don't have any. They don't have any valve release. They're cast anyways. Don't. Window switch harness terminals with has a broken wire. Oh. Yeah, those aren't easy to change. All right, so where we at here? We got the harmonic balancer off. We're gonna go ahead and take this power steering bracket off with this head. Looks like somebody, this cylinder head mount, looks like somebody just, uh-oh. Oh, I knew it. Motor still got antifreeze in it. All right. How did this not come out in the truck? Doesn't make any sense. That's funny. That's why I got my old guy. It's not that bad with crimping terminals. I should probably check this oil, see if it's out too. Now that I've seen that. It's storming everywhere. Still got oil in it. Give him oil pan. God bless it. Well, can't always expect an engine to be dry. You know, it's whatever. It was like none in there. I have Astro Performance T5 Cobra upgrade, trimming gears. I have the part number in the need a fifth gear sliders. That's a Hanlon Motorsports thing. He's probably sitting right here. I think he said he was taking his Coyote apart and watching the live stream. He had some pretty bad luck with his Coyote motor. It is what it is. Hang on a second. Nope. Not as much oil in there as I thought it was. Really isn't any. So what I am going to do, for the sake of the time, is I am going to flip the motor over. We'll get some of this front accessories off, and then I'm going to flip the motor over, take the oil pan off, because the oil pan will tell us if there's anything underneath. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't seen a engine in a long time that had something special outside of the 40 over the girdle that we took out of that coupe. If you had to use dish pistons with no valve reliefs, how would you build it? I would always have valve reliefs, just because, you know, the one time that you build without, take that chance and consider how much money it's going to take to fix that chance that you took and didn't change it. You know what I mean? Don't cut a corner if you don't have to. So. Big trick flow heads are on the way to go, but don't worry about the lift. Right now we're taking off the power steering pump bracket, which is broken, obviously. So. Do you get loud crickety crack with the valves broke? I wish it would rain. Grass has turned brown today. Oh, geez. Where's that at? Waste of wages. So this is like the, why did they run that? This is the power steering relocation kit. I don't know why they ran why they ran this little bracket, this little broken aluminum bracket. Doesn't make any sense. About to take the water pump off and get wet. This stupid antifreeze. I know you don't have to cut it. I don't know why they did that though. Doesn't make any sense. Move some of this stuff down. And my other tools. It's been a month, no rain. Dang. It's been a while then. Get some of this stuff out of the way. I like these live videos while you're working. Yeah, you know, I mean, this is all I'm really trying to do is motivate people. I mean, this stuff's easy. It's really not that difficult. Got a $120 freaking toolkit from, you know, I got plenty of tools, but that's my like track tool, you know, track, take it to the track and fix stuff at the track, whatever. It's my tool bin. Some, what are you asking, Matt? Some 387 info. What info you like to know? It's sitting in the cutter, getting decked. The heads there, the block's getting decked. Grass just takes away from her. The mad scientist that's been doing the machining on it has not been at the shop. It's been on vacation, so. Like I said, you know, there's not really any holdup on it. I don't know yet. We haven't chose the heads yet. That's in the next video, bro. Do you have to get crank balance to pistons and rods? We're going to anyways, yes. We're going to run 28 ounce, but we're going to check the balance first. So this is always impeded. That 387 legit, guys. That 387 is such an easy, cheap build. I mean, for the amount of horsepower that it could, you know, potentially make, it does require a Fox block though, or a Fox set of pistons for it to work, and a good 351 roller that's not messed up. I'm going to build one too, just to get back. I hope, you know, me working on an engine might get some of y'all motivated. You know I'm always talking about getting that damn thing off the damn stands, right? Oh. Nothing's worse than sitting there watching it not build itself. Just scored a stock HO cam, A9L ECM, 19-pound injectors. Nice. Nice. Good score. All right, now I'm going to be taking off the water pump, which is like 7 bolts-ish. I mean, it doesn't look old, but I don't keep that stuff around really because they're cheap to get for the most part. So, metric. Yep. See these two right here, these 2 long bolts in the motor on the timing chain water pump that just came out. They came out real nice and easy. These 2 are the ones that will get stuck in your block, and you can see why. You see the corrosion on them? This motor obviously was okay for the most part, but these bolts are a PETA. And one way to get these bolts out, to have a propane torch or something handy and to heat the block up where the bolts go in at. You see what I mean? You don't, if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't feel like it's coming out, it's probably going to snap off in the block. I have an actual way to get there's still a little bit of a nub of what's broken off on the bolt. I got an idea. I got a way to kind of get it out of the block or whatever. So I'll show that for another day. Yeah, there's definitely, those are the ones, if you guys ever hear of somebody snapping a water pump bolt, those 2 long ones are the ones I was just talking about. So I always put all my bolts in a baggie too. Good practice. These are all water pump bolts. So where did I put my baggies at? I will be putting them in baggies. So, see, preacher bags. I've had those bolts rust in the timing chain valve. Anti-seize will stop them, right? I mean, when you take them out, you clean them real good, clean the threads real good, and then you anti-seize them when you go back in. You know, anti-seize will keep them from locking down or whatever. So this is junk. I should take the back plate off, but it's rusted too. So next we have the alternator. Okay. Check this out. I want to show you guys this too. Your alternator, stock alternator harness. Right here. Actually, this is an alternator that has, I don't think this comes off. I think this is one of those alternators that are like you have to splice into it. It doesn't make any sense that they do that, but it is what it is. Huh. Anyways, the on the D plug, or not the D plug, but the square plug on the alternator, there's 2. See it? There's 2 10 gauges. You probably can't see it. There's 2 10 gauges. They actually come into 1 10 gauge. This doesn't make any sense that they would design it like this. See that? Look. Wonder why we don't get good charge. This connection here starts to go bad, the corroded and whatever. See what I mean? So if you're getting kind of crappy alternator performance, check out your harness here at this joint combine section or whatever. All right, so we're going to take this alternator bracket off, all one. So 9/16, 5/8. right, knuckle. Knuckle. Okay, so I actually need to. We get spiders in the marine. Whoa. So better than that. That's 15. Come on. The water pump bolts, get them red hot and drop them in old motor. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think Brutal did that on one of his channels. He was talking about that. Kind of blazing them or whatever, blazing them. I can't remember the name of it. Knuckle this one too. Alternator is off. Got one big one down here, big bolt down here, and bracket off with potential. So there's 5 bolts to the alternator bracket. Got the one big one inside. Got the one here that holds the alternator on, and then the 2 at the block, the cylinder heads. So, baggy these up. You sure did. Yeah, I know what they're. They're 3/8 at the end, or 1/2 inch at the end, and then they're some of them are 3/8, but I think that's like Explorer or something. So moving on here, we are at the. I'm going to go ahead and take that pointer off real quick while I'm here. Can't see him. I swear I need to get your glasses. No, it's all good. I'm just going to go ahead and take the time to change the bolts off now. So yeah, we got a race coming up this Saturday. My buddy Danny Watts was supposed to. We were supposed to do some fun racing over at Fatman's Invasions, and kind of sucked because his motor ended up, like the bearings ended up getting beat up in it, so won't be able to race my buddy. He and I have a very, very competitive, friendly. I'm always rooting for him. He's got the world's fastest Cobra. Not world's fastest Cobra, but world's fastest, I think it's IRS Cobra, supercharged IRS. I think it is stick shift. I think they're all stick shift. But. And he put a brand new motor in, and the bearings went out in it. So, let's take the valve cover off. That is 7/16. I think I can. I've been talking to the mad scientist and been thinking about taking some weight out of my white car, considering it's so close to 8s. I could definitely take some weight out of it. I mean, I got both bumpers, which I was going to put a chrome moly stuff on it anyways. I got my heater box. There's a lot of stuff I can take out of it without stripping the car, because it's not that type of a car. But, you know, it's a pretty full weight car. I thought about doing, trying to get 890s out of it. But we want to come out next year with a coupe with the 363. I'm not sure how far that's going to get me, but if I already had a coupe to build, or one that was already reinforced and set up, would kind of be nice. But I was thinking about putting an AC system on mine. Not a bad idea. All right, so we are going to take the rockers off. Throw them in a big baggie. 1/2 inch. Yeah, I mean, we went 8. The 590s was nice, but just like everything else, you want to go faster. I mean, we did pretty good on the dyno at FTO, and we did pretty good on the dyno like all the way around. We were at like 65 or 70 clicks, which is probably 16 pounds of boost. And that 599 pass was only 54 clicks, which is 14 and a half. So we still had about 2 pounds to go. And if I took some weight out of the car, at least the weight that I don't use, I'm thinking maybe we can go a little faster. You know what I mean? What do you say? You almost need 2 Fox, one with AC and street tires and one with stripper with slicks. Well, see, that's the problem that I got. That's probably one of the biggest problems we got on the channel, is the fact that I got the black turbo and the white turbo. It's like I'm like married to both of them. I got all these cool parts and I put them on these cars, and I end up, if I just focused on one damn car, which having a YouTube channel is kind of hard to just do one car. Gotta have multiple cars in my opinion. But what gears are in the white car? 355s. I got a closed ratio T56 in it. I think that's what they call it. 297. That's why there's a big gear. If you guys go watch the video, do you guys remember me talking about the gear drop between 3rd and 4th on a T56 mag? Remember me talking about how I hated it? Always feels like I'm in between 3rd gear and 4th gear. Well, if you go watch the 599 pass, that little 1 minute, 2 minute video that I put up, when I shift from 3rd to 4th, you can feel it. You can hear it like drop. It's pretty bad. Did you see black car? Did you see the black Foxbody supercharged with 19-pound injectors? Which one is that? I think we're at the point we don't really have to take. I guess we do have to take the headers off. What am I talking about, bruh? It's all 3/8. Tech questions, go ahead and I'm watching chat. Just focusing a little bit. I'm gonna have to wrench those 2, 3. What, 19-pound inject? My black Foxbody, it never had 19 pounds in supercharged. My black Foxbody went straight to turbo from NA. My dad's car was supercharged. Oh, that's nice. I got that one. That's nice. It's like every other header bolt is wrong size. Seriously? Yeah, it's missing two. That's wonderful. So SN95, lucky you thought it was V3 19. I believe it was your dad's. You did a supercharged versus nitrous. Yeah, we've done that. We did that on channel. Nitrous went, supercharged went the best. What was it, guys? 1180. And the nitrous went 1160s. But the nitrous was also 100 more torque. So I'm not surprised with that, to be honest with you. You're talking, Dad's car did 335, or yeah, 335, 380 wheel, 19-pound injectors on stock, 19-pound injectors with a speed density FMU. And the nitrous did 325, 480 torque. It was crazy. All right, let me know when we're back. I seen the buffering. Big shout to 86 4i Freak, man. I appreciate the $5 super chat, guys. I appreciate all the super chats and super stickers that you guys give me on live stream. It helps to go to support the channel, and you know I picked this thing up for $300, and I didn't think twice to buy it, so I can I knew exactly what I was going to do here on the channel with it. Wanted to take it apart in front of you, so appreciate everybody who does that. So make sure it's not, if it's not fuzzy, make sure it's not fuzzy for me. If it's fuzzy, I'll fix it. But it's going to do that. We're going to get buffering on the internet, especially tonight. I mean, I pay for very good internet. It just, we have Spectrum in this area. It's kind of shit, to be honest with you. I don't like Spectrum. Like, it's just, like, I pay for a really good internet that I'm supposed to get 1,000 download, or 1 gig they call it. I only get like 500. But the upload's like 40, so that's pretty good. So it is what it is. So yeah, these are the Mac replacement factory. I'm trying not to get anything on my laptop. Can you guys see that? Factory replacement. Yeah, Mac. They're not bad. They look pretty good. I mean, everything at this age looks like they're probably about 15 or 20 years old, but everything at this age is what it is. One thing about tearing things down, like I said, the one thing about tearing things down is get freezer bags. Freezer bags. Mark them. Like, I already know what this stuff is, but you know, getting them together, always keep all your bolts together. Throw them in a pile, you already know what they are. So definitely important. Tips of the trade, my friends. Tips of the trade. But whoever put these headers on, put multiple header sizes bolts. And I just threw it down on the ground too, like a dummy. Hey, I have a question about the black card in relation to what size injectors are you running? Go ahead. What's your question? Are you asking me what size injectors I'm running? I got some Mac equal. Okay. Yeah, I'm marking back everything. Guys, if you're just now getting into Foxbodies and you're about to tear your motor down, that's a tip of the trade right there, man. Get freezer bags. Get gallon and quart freezer bags and get a marker, and all the bolts you take out, mark it. Intake, exhaust. There's a lot of bolts in an engine. That goes for any engine. Now, when you go to put it back together, you're not looking through a bin for all the bolts, and then you end up not finding one. Same with interior. Same thing with interior. Like console bolts, dash bolts. Don't get in a hurry. You get in a hurry, then you're going to lose all the bolts. And then you end up having to use wood screws. That's a big no-no. Don't use wood screws. All right. If your drive shaft can handle 308, 327, 4K launches with a smidge more boost and degree of timing, you don't need a freezer bag. Yeah, I know you don't need a freezer bag, but the freezer bags are a little bit, the reason why I use them, Jimmer, is they're a little more rigid. So you can fit more bolts in them, like if they're oily or whatever. Like the other bags, the cheapy bags, the non-freezer bag ones aren't as like the MIL. They're a little bit thicker. They're a little bit more money, but they're worth it. Put a bucket of oil under your car so when you drop a ball. All right, where we at? All right, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. We're about to flip the motor over here. What did I just do with my wrench? Of course. Got to talking. There we go. Should be it. I'll tell you what, though, these little Mac headers, not bad for clearance. Mine's a stupid small pipe. Oh, I gotta take that off too. But as far as getting like a ratchet or a socket, or excuse me, a wrench in there, it's not too bad. I'm gonna take that off right now. Seven 16ths in the back, or should be ½ inch. That's right. Try not to shake the tape. Bag those 2 bolts, but that's okay. It's got a good valve on it. When I flip it up, the coolant is going to pour. Yeah, so I already kind of figured that. What's left of the coolant is going to come out here. I'm right next to I got a bunch of oil dry down here, ready for that. And I got my. I'm gonna grab my other bucket. Right, yeah. I probably should take one of the cylinder heads off and let it drain that way. What's up, Speed Demon? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining. Give me a second here. We are still wrenching on one solo header bolt. These are actually pretty good headers. Oh, you know what? It'd be time to talk about, what is it? This is August, right? About to be September. What do you guys think of Fox Days of Christmas? I met Elmar, guys. I guess we'll talk about Fox Days of Christmas a little bit. But just let it be known that I am going to be having Fox Days of Christmas this year again. Yes, I am. It's going to be fire. All right, there we go. I pick this bag up for the 3rd time. All right. So we'll pull the lower intake off. Let's see how bad it looks on the antifreeze. I have. So I bought an ARP exhaust stud kit. It won't work with my BBK headers. I got 4 studs in each side. It sucks as they're great quality. Yeah. What headers do you got? Okay, so there should be 12 half-inch intake bolts. Two should be studded, I guess. I thought, why is that studded in that? That one sounds bad. So we'll crack it loose. I got most of my Coyote apart already. That thing had a bunch of parts missing. Anyone know a speed density friendly? There's a couple of companies out there that still sell speed density friendly camshafts. That's always bends that. When you start boosting the car, are long tubes really that important or short? Are you talking about boosting meaning supercharged, right? This is always the one that can break. These 2 front ones get super corroded. This one wasn't, so we're good. But I would go long tubes. If you're going to supercharge it, it doesn't really matter. But I would definitely go long tubes if you had the option. There's a blind hole in here. I'll put a little heat up in here. Try to get this thing to come out. Not a blind hole, open hole, whatever. You guys know what I mean. What's up, Donnie B? It's good to see you, bro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten, and then I'm going to loosen. I'm trying to save it. Set my garage on fire, bro. Did y'all see that? A little bit of heat. Back and forth. And I think I broke it. I felt it snap. Sometimes you can't get them. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. What? I was going to snap it? You didn't call it. You go back and forth. Yeah, I didn't have enough heat on it, but sometimes in bolts, man, let me tell you what, when you're putting an intake on your Foxbody, anti-seize the front in the rear. Those are stuck in a passage. So you definitely want to have anti-seize in there. All right. I installed BBK long tubes this spring, and they clear everything with GT40. Well, I've heard BBK of being really good like that. All right, guys, you ready for the? We are going to pop off these cylinder heads. Let's get it. Use my yeah. Maybe 11/16. We got 2 push rods. Drum roll! I guarantee it's factory, but we'll see. We'll see. You never know. I'll take the when you're putting cylinder heads on, you always want to work from the inside out. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just cross. It's pretty easy. Start from the center. Never just bolt them down. You want to go through about 3 or 4 torque sequences too. See if I can not get wet. Does anyone know the flow tubes, Jones mufflers needed to be welded? I don't know. Love me some air tools, man. It makes everything fast. Okay, here we go with this one. Yeah. No boat anchors. Yeah, it's your factory. It's that water in it. It's factory stuff. Nothing special. I don't think my camera will reach that far. I'd show you. Let me see if I can just, instead of undoing it from the mount, just try this. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you guys can't see it. It's pretty factory, bro. Nothing special. Didn't think so. Well, we haven't got to the camshaft yet, so you never know. Never know. But we will flip it over and check the bottom end of it. Obviously, it's. My question is it got cast pistons in it? I don't think it does. I think these are pretty much. I think these are TRWs. So I'm going to get the oil pan off, and I'm going to pull the camshaft out, and then we'll see if it's got a cam in it. And outside of that, it'll be pretty much broke down at that point. Nothing special past that. But you know, these stock parts aren't easy to find. I mean, they're not easy to find in good condition all the time. You know, like your pistons, and you know, if you need like a certain piston, you know, maybe a camshaft, valve bone retainer, whatever. Some of that stuff you can actually buy, but did you know that a Foxbody piston is the same gram weight as a Hyper Eutectic Explorer piston? So So can you mix and match them? Yes. That should be kicking on any minute now. It's going to get a little bit loud. Or not. Gaskets may be an indicator of camshaft. I don't know about that. The headers, it probably just had an exhaust on it, to be honest with you. All right, let's save that. We got to get 9/16 to get this off. This is your fuel rail mount. Now the making a little bit of a mess here, boys. All right. There's always one head bolt that's got a stud. This is for your fuel rail. Now for the antifreeze bolt. We'll see. Here we go. All right, turn it up a little bit. Let's go get some of the antifreeze out. Yay! We knew it was going to drop a little bit. That's why we put some of the accumulator down. Okay. Have you ever run World Product Senior heads before? I have them, the cast iron. I think they're juniors. I got 2 pairs of those. Neil, what car makes the most horsepower and is the fastest between your white and black car? I'll leave that for another video. The white car currently is in current form is the fastest car, but I haven't really done much with the black the black car this year. Well, at least you did not have an orange from a filter. Well, I didn't take the filter off, but all I'm going to do is pull the pan, pull the timing chain cover, and pull the camshaft, see if the camshaft's got anything in it. So we're about an hour and 20 minutes in. So that's where I'm going to, we're going to get down to the camshaft to see if it's still factory. I mean, I've had a number of camshafts before in the past where I've actually taken these motors apart. And like I said, one of the latest motors that I've taken apart had an N41 cam in it. You would have had no idea it had an N41 cam in it. So I'll give you a real quick way of knowing if it's factory or not. There's a stamp on it. I'll show you. Hey, Neo, I finally watched Free Weekend. What's up, Brailford Rod? It's good to see you, man. Rode in a black car, she bad. Nah, that white car is the cat's ass. Whoop, whoop. All right, so yeah, oil pan is half and should be 3/8. Might be 7/16. I don't know. Yeah, that's 3/8. So keep grabbing. All my sockets are dirty. So who's all going to Foxtoberfest, yo? Trying to get 1,000. Trying to see 1,000 Foxbodies. Ugh. I do appreciate you guys making this a work live stream. I really wanted to put this on video, but to be honest with you, it'd have been kind of lame. I mean, it's way better on live stream because I can just kind of interact and talk to all y'all. So what I should have did, instead of doing the video with the 351, I should have did that on live stream as well. I bought three more 351 roller blocks, complete motors. So I'm real happy about that. The same junkyard that I went to in the video had one in the weeds, which you've seen in the video, and it had another one in a truck, and I guess there was one in a Bronco. So I bought all three of them. I'm not real sure what I'm going to do with one of them, but I thought about, I do have 30 over pistons back there for a 351. You can't make a 393 with it because it has a different compression height, but I can make a killer 351 roller motor. Sorry. Somebody's been in here. That ain't packing. All right, so what we got here? Looks like the timing chain, somebody been in there too, maybe. E7 TE block. Let me get my light, wipe my hands off. Damn, all I can find is flat tapping ones. Okay, so is a cruise worth it on Friday at Foxtoberfest? Yes. Listen, if you're gonna go to Foxtoberfest, just go for all the amenities. You know, Jen and Matt are a staple in the Foxbody community. You guys all know that. They're amazing. So they're great people. All right. So their events are always really, really well done. Chocolate Fox was really well done, and you know, last year's Foxtoberfest was awesome. So you know, they're looking to ramp it. I think it's 2 days this year, if I'm not mistaken, Friday and Saturday. All right, let me see here. I'll be at Foxfest. Can't wait. The first one for me. It's got a Ford number on it. Y'all ready to see if it's got a camshaft? So it does have TRW pistons in it. For you guys that don't know, I think I could move the block up a little bit so I can show some of y'all. Let me see if I can get this camera out without it disconnecting. If you look down in the Fox block, I'm gonna be moving the camera here. Can you see it? See the TRW? It should be an E7ZE number there. So I can get the focus again. Sorry guys, I'm trying to. Should be E7, there it is. That's a good spot. E7ZE-CA. So that is a Ford factory forged piston. So just so you guys know that are new to the channel or new to Fox bodies in general, that is what a factory Fox body forged piston looks like. So they were made by TRW. TRW actually made the seat belts too, along with Allied Supplied. I can't remember the name of them. So yes, it's not a bad stock bottom end. We'll pull off. If you guys want to see it, we'll pull off a. Well, let me see what you guys want to see what the camshaft looks like, right? Let's see if it's got a cam in it first. I think that's a 7/16. Got all these extensions. What are we doing here? I lost my mind here. It's getting late. Don't laugh at me. So when you're taking your motor apart as well, you're going to want to pop these dowel pins. There's engine ones too. They're in each corner of the engine cylinder heads. And there's two here on the block. Usually these are what your dowel pin alignment pins for your timing chain cover. And the other ones are for your cylinder heads. So definitely want to pop them out, not mess them up. Hopefully just a stock cam. Why hopefully? We're gonna have to turn it over and pull the dog bone retainer. We don't necessarily have to take the lift. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. We have to take these lifters out real quick. Like somebody was saying, this is a pretty clean little motor, to be honest, for what it is. So this is your dog bone retainer, dog bone cam lifter retainer, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to put them in a baggie. So we got one. Keep the lifters in order. Oh wait, it's roller. All right. Pull the lifters out. And then we will pull the timing. Okay. These are actually in really good condition for the most part. So the block doesn't seem like it's got a lot of lift on the bridge. This is a good sign. The ring's probably sat pretty well on this motor. This might just be a rehone, flip the pistons and set it back up. I don't know. I know Cousin Paul had talked about doing that. So let's take this off. This is junk. All right, let me go get my little camshaft thing. Got a little bolt. We'll see what camshaft's in. See, we can't find the camshaft bolt. All right. I had this really long camshaft bolt that I would stick into the camshaft here. So, if you're debating going Foxtoberfest, trust me, go. Yeah. It's a stock ZE cam. You ever wondered how you can tell what a factory camshaft is? Oh, I forgot the electric. Yeah. Just paying attention to chat too much. No, ZE isn't an sport cam. See how good it is. Oh yeah, that's in great shape. See what happens is it gets oil stained. So there you have it. Can you see the ZE? See the stamp? There it is. See it focusing? See ZE? You guys all still here? We good? You guys still see me? That is funny. So basically my computer, my camshaft bolt took out my computer. That was funny. So what did it do? Did it freeze? Sorry, I have to look down to look at the chat so that way you guys can see. Could you guys still hear me? Okay, well, what had happened was I was showing you guys, did you guys see the camshaft, the ZE on the camshaft? The bolt that was in it, I had started screwing it out. It came down and hit my laptop and froze it. So it is what it is. Anyways, stock camshaft, show it again. Let it zoom in. You guys see the stamp on the lobe? It should like show it right there. I'm trying to get it to zoom, but it is what it is. Anyways, there's a stamp on the lobe there. That's how you know stock cam. The stock cam stuff's not back here. It's not in the front. So anyways, pretty good stock camshaft. Let me show you what a stock camshaft looks like that's been sitting in a motor too long. Check this out. Once that the hardened surfaces starts to pit, pretty much is garbage at that point. This one came out of the motor that was sitting in the corner of the shop, and there was water in the. So this one's kind of garbage. So we're gonna throw it away. The one that just came out though, real nice shape. It's a ZE cam, which is a mass air cam, 89 and 93. If it was a Z cam, it would be a speed density cam, which they're pretty much the same damn thing. So anyway, I don't know about the 85. I'm pretty sure that the Z and the ZE is only roller only. I don't think 85 was a roller motor at all. My first time here. I love the 94 GT. Okay, so you guys see it here. Pretty stock motor. Cylinder actually looks pretty good. These are the factory forged TRW pistons. Camshaft came out of its stock. The only thing that was aftermarket on this motor was the headers, which is unfortunate. But to be honest with you, the camshaft. You know what? Let's pull a. You guys want to pull the oil pump and look at the main cap real quick? Let's do that while we're here. Might as well. We're already this far, right? Should only take a second. So I'll pull this pump off. 9/16 wrench. Maybe I'll be able to get the 80. I don't. All right. Let's just go with the wrench. Oh, okay. The CFI, the GT isn't a roller. Okay. Mercury 5.0, man. It's been a while since I've seen an 85, 86. That was my favorite Capri, was the mid 86. So you all right. Tired. Not thinking so well tonight. You guys like me tearing this stuff apart on live stream? I mean, if I have the computer close enough to me, I can still chat. It's not a big deal. This is missing a screen. See that? That's supposed to have a half moon screen on it. I don't think I've seen one of those in a long time. It's broken. Yeah, 86.5 was my favorite. My buddy Vince Lamont here locally, good friend of mine. He had a badass white one years ago, man. I'll tell you what, it's kind of one of my old memories. And I enjoyed the shit out of that one. We had a 3-inch exhaust when 3-inch exhaust wasn't a thing. You know? Crazy. All right, let's see what the thrust cap looks like. You guys want to see it? See you later, 86 GT. I'm always doing stuff on chat, live streams to try to teach y'all. Come on. You can tell I'm getting tired. I can't even think. I put that on. Broken tool stop. Does it have copper? We'll see. Should probably have a little bit, being as old as it is. That's not bad at all. For being a thrust bearing, that's actually in really nice shape. Look at that. Pretty good. This is actually a pretty good little roller block. So I'm just curious. I want to take the number 1 off. Do you guys want to know where the block splits? It's number 2. It's the counterweight right here. It's this counterweight. See it? Blocks always like to split right here on this counterweight number 2. Always splits right there and breaks. Got about 3 of them in the back with a split block. It is what it is. I've always noticed that 1 and 2 always show copper a little bit more than thrust. Wow. Look at that. Here's the question. Is it a Ford bearing? Like a number 2. Yeah, sorry about the air compressor, guys. Number 2. Now here's the question, like I was just talking about. Are these Ford? What's the over-under? I should just put this damn thing back together, huh? Good. I'm getting there. Hang on. Got the oval on it. Sure does. Original Ford. Wow. This motor didn't have a lot of miles on it. Okay, let's get dirt on everything. Woo. Low mileage engine, I imagine. I've seen engines about 100K, 90K, 80K. That look like that. I've seen them with 30K look like shit. So it's kind of a crapshoot. But so what can we do with this motor? Well, it's definitely not beat up. It's definitely not beat up, which is a good thing. All right, there you have it. What do you guys think? It's pretty badass or not? What do you think? Tore down a unknown $300. Well, I got the transmission swap for $300, and for an extra $100, he threw in the original motor that came with it. I'm pretty impressed. So what would I do with this engine? Well, probably just polish this crank. I would sonic tank it and polish this crank. Maybe not even, and you know, obviously want to take a little bit of the high spots out. I wouldn't even buy one under bearings or whatever. I would send it with just some stock bearings. It's probably at 1.5 to 2 thousandths clearance anyways, which is just fine for a stock block. Definitely would probably switch, take all the pistons and sonic tank them. Let me show you a piston that I pulled out of a motor the other day. This motor was junk. If you guys remember that motor that had all those oil, that real thick oil in it, we took that apart the other day. It had an Explorer rod on it. See it? See the difference? You can see just from the cap itself. But it had a Foxbody piston on it, so somebody had changed that. So what I plan on doing is sonic tanking. I'll probably polish this crank, sonic tank it, sonic tank the pistons or whatever, and take this block and just hone it like I did the 387. I already got the bearings and the rings sitting on the shelf. Just throw some, just some stock. You'd be surprised. You throw some stock pistons in this or stock piston rings in this. Probably sitting at about 24, 26 thousandths clearance, or excuse me, ring gap. Just drop in. Just don't overthink it. Just drop them in and be done with it. I would definitely, I could put a girdle on this if I wanted to. It's not really that big of a deal. At 15 PSI, it would probably split anyways, but they always split. They like to break it at number 2. I got a couple of them back there I can show you. Dingleberry hung, rings, polish. Yep. So this is actually a really good candidate for Cousin Paul. Cousin Paul's, Sandy and Cousin Paul's car, their motor, he's been talking about doing just a stock rebuild, flip piston stock rebuild. So this would be a really good block to do that with. Definitely would have the tank or the block tanked to get all the shit out of it. I would definitely have the block decked to make sure it's flat. What a lot of people don't understand is when you are going to build a motor, if you're going to take it to the machine shop anyways to get it honed or cleaned up, have the block decked anyways. This is your deck of your block. Have this cut. There's always, all of them have a warp in them. In some way, shape, or form, there's some sort of warp in all of them. So definitely worth the $100. I mean, it was worth the $100 anyways. So that is a Felpro 933. No, that's a factory one. It's black. Should be black and orange. But definitely worth it. What grit dingleberry bone? I would probably run like a 240. 240 is good, especially if it's got a good hone in it already. I would probably run a 240 grit. 180 is not a bad. That's a little more rough. Depends on what rings you run. I run plasma mollies, so 240 is not too bad. You just got to make sure you get to the bottom of the cylinders and make sure you get all the garbage out of the bottom of it too. So, I mean, rebuilding your stock, you know, I took this block apart to maybe try to motivate you a little bit that, you know, hey, if you got an engine in your Foxbody, you're getting ready to pull and rebuild, and, you know, maybe it's maybe you've just been putting it off or whatever, then, you know, just get out there and do it on any given Sunday. You know, don't keep putting it off, because I mean, it's just, I mean, I know there's some rust in the cylinders here, but I can clean that stuff up. That's not a big deal. You know. Anyways, got a few more minutes here. We've been on almost 2 hours. Sorry about the seriously, my camshaft bolt came down and hit my laptop right here next to the little thumb pad, and it just froze the whole thing, and it just left it left the computer online. So that's really strange. I appreciate you guys sticking around. So if you guys enjoy this stuff, make sure you comment below if you watching it on the next day. You know, let me know what you think. And yeah, we got here. Do we have any more questions? Sorry, I'm trying to set this up here.
With a great.
Mm-hmm. Are the GT40 P heads better than GT40? They're the same. I appreciate it, Lamar. Appreciate it a lot. All right, guys. So last couple of minutes of questions. If you guys got a question. Okay, any update on the 385 stroke Windsor? Are you talking about the 387? I was talking about it earlier in the stream. We're going to be doing a video on the, we're taking the cylinder heads to the machine shop, and we're going to figure out, I got one set over there, and I got the other set in the back. We're going to be figuring out what set we're going to run with. And I'm going to show you guys all the, we're pretty much at the same spot we were last week. Dave got a little behind, and he's got the block out of the tank, and he's got it on the cutter. So I need to go show you guys, you know, what we're doing with the block. So you guys can get it. We also had to pop the rods off the factory Windsor pistons, and we had to pop the Foxbody pistons off as well. So pretty cool stuff. Hope you guys get a little something out of the channel. You know, I'm sorry it might be a little bit boring somehow. Just joined the Foxbody Club the other day. How common is the 4-pan rocker rust? It's common. 81 notch especially. I mean, you're talking about a car that's 40 years old at this point, so you're going to get a lot of rust areas that are hidden. Make sure you go check out the live stream and go check out the video that I put out about a year or 2 years ago. Check out the common areas that they do that. So anyways, you guys got anything else? What's coming up this week? The 387 video with the parts and the heads. That's probably the next video. We have a video where we took the black car to the track, did some work to it. Had to find out if we went faster or went slower. We put 3 videos out in a row last week because we were supposed to put one out Tuesday because I'm trying to switch to a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday schedule. It makes it a little easier for me to keep up because Mondays are always really hectic for me, and so is on Tuesday for the most part. But doing these live streams are really, you know, are kind of my focus because they're just better all the way around, I think. I don't know. I get more out of it, you know, doing a live stream, you know, with teaching what I can and showing what I can. So anyways, But definitely the 387s coming up this week. We'll probably shoot the footage on the GT40 intake. So if you guys remember, we have 3 GT40 intakes to test on Dad's car. We got to take Dad's car and we got to put a rack on Dad's car because his rack is destroyed. We got to set the height again. I'm really honestly thinking about just taking the whole K-member that I got sitting over here behind the laptop and just putting the tubular, the Maximum Motorsports, this used one that I got behind me in Dad's car. I'm tired of messing with the stupid front springs and whatever. But yeah, we got GT40 intake stuff coming up. That's going to be pretty fire. And we got the 387 stuff coming up. That's my primary focus for, on top of the other little generic contract I do with, the white car and the black car. So you guys enjoy this sort of stuff. It's been almost 2 hours. I appreciate everybody for sticking through the black screen. Computer froze, had to reboot it. Tore most of it down. I mean, at least to show the entertainment, everything's pretty much stock. It's got a real nice cam in it for being a Fox stock Fox one. So, anyways, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you check out that join button below for channel membership. Make sure you guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Outside of that, guys, I appreciate you watching. Have a good night. Let me know in the comments below if you would like me to, when I tear engines down, do it on live stream. Because, I mean, we can do that in chat, too. Like a work live chat.